Hey, what's going on everyone? It's Seth Miranda here for AdoramaTV, coming from the event space in the store itself at 42 West 18th Street. If you're in New York, come swing on by. But I'm in here because I just got to try out the new 28-75 f2.8 G2 from Tamron for the Z mount. Yeah, so we've got some more third-party options coming out for the Z mount, and Tamron's jumping on that. And this was originally out there for the E mount, but now you've got it for Nikon mirrorless. And this is full frame, but you can use it on crop sensor like the Z30, Z50, ZFC. But I have it here on a Z8 when I called in my girl Whitney to do some shots and just check it out. And Whitney is awesome because she's actually a really well-known and accomplished music composer here in New York. So she's super animated, has so much detail to her style, and she's a lot of fun to shoot with. So she came with some full-on sunglasses to just challenge me for some glare, but we got some good looks out of it. You can tell that this lens is nice and sharp. You've got a 67mm filter thread size if you're wanting to know what kind of filters you need for this lens, if you're going to do something with a polarizer, an ND or something like that, or a star filter. I kept it completely open, obviously, and it was looking pretty sharp. The lens looks really nice when you're shooting with it, but what I really like about it is the minimum focusing distance, because for me, it's not so much the focal length, it's how close I can get the subject, because you always have to step back, but stepping closer is where you find your limitations. And with this lens at 28mm, you've got about 7.1 inches of minimum focusing distance, and then on the long end telephoto, 15 inches minimum focusing distance, which is nice because with that longer focal length and stepping closer, you get that shallower look when you want it, but you also get that shallow look because it's still a 2.8 lens. So inside the studio, I just did some really quick go-to lighting setup, hung out with Whitney for a little bit. I mean, super fast. Just to give you guys an idea of what it would look like under studio conditions at about f8. I floated between 5.6 and f8, but you're probably looking at most of the shots at f8. And just to get an idea of the close focusing, we went right in on her eyeball over those sunglasses just to get a look at what it really can do with that close focusing distance. So to get the look at what 2.8 looks like on this lens, to get that shallow bokeh, you're going to want to look at what type of bokeh you get, right? So we shot against the store itself and just murked it out with that shallow depth of field, showing how soft it can get, shooting at 2.8 with studio lights on her with the same style and everything like that. So you guys can get an idea of some lens examples here. So you've got the gray background, you've got basically what looks like a mock commercial ad for sunglasses in both gray and a white background and a soft shallow backdrop. The other thing I think you guys should know about this is that there is a USB-C port on here, which is interesting, which means that they are going to be giving you a way to get to firmware updates without needing something like a dock. You just plug it in, and if there's something that changes with the camera bodies going forward, you know you're covered because Tamron gave you a way to update the firmware in these lenses, and that's pretty great to see all around. Another thing you're going to find on this lens is a custom function button on the lens itself, and I always keep that programmed to the high frequency shutter in Nikon so that if you're in some flicker light situation, you can mitigate that with those weird shutter speeds, but you can program it to whatever you want, just like any other lens that has a custom function button. Just keep in mind, this is Tamron's motors, Tamron's coatings. This is a Tamron lens all out. So if you're a Tamron fan, you like the look of their glass, you've got an option now for the Nikon Z mount. So if you've been looking for other options for the native Z mount in mirrorless Nikon, you're seeing more and more come out, and now you've got a 28-75 2.8 G2 from Tamron. If you guys have any questions for my use with this lens, let me know with a comment down below. I'll do my best to answer it. I used it real quick, but you're looking at example images to make your own judgments for yourself. Don't forget to like, share this video around, hit subscribe and the bell to get notified when we put out more videos like this, and I'll see you next time. Later.